He had $5,000 and a plan that he was absolutely certain could not fail. It did, spectacularly, and it changed Robinhood forever. His username was 1R0NYMan. In real life, he operated heavy equipment, not a finance bro, not a hedge fund quant, a guy with a hard hat and a brokerage account, and way too much confidence in a strategy he had just discovered on the internet. The year was 2019. The sub was r/Wall Street Bets, and 1R0NYMan thought he had cracked the code. Not just beaten the market, eliminated risk entirely. The strategy was called a box spread. It sounds complicated because it is, but the basic idea is this. You build a set of 4 options positions that cancel each other out, no matter what the stock does. One side goes up, the other goes down. Net result, a guaranteed fixed payout. Pure arbitrage. The textbook version of this trade is what institutions use to borrow money cheaply. You sell the box, collect the premium, pocket the difference between what you received and what you owe at expiration. It is, in theory, as close to a free loan as retail traders can get. 1R0NYMan saw this and had a vision. He would use UVXY, that is, the ProShares Ultra VIX Short-Term Futures ETF, a brutal, volatile instrument that decays over time. He built his box spread on $10 and $15 strikes, long the $10 call, short the $15 call, long the $15 put, short the $10 put. Robinhood's interface agreed with him. The risk display showed a manageable number, minimal downside, the platform implied. He posted his position on r/Wall Street Bets. It literally cannot go tits up, he wrote. I have no money at risk, he added. The comments started coming in. Most of them were hype. This is WSB. The crowd loves a confident man with a weird trade. Someone called him a genius. Others asked how they could copy the strategy. One comment sat quietly near the bottom. Google American options, it said. What do you think happens if all 500 calls are exercised on you? The username, Chainsaw Vasectomy. 1R0NYMan did not scroll far enough to see it. Here's the problem. Box spreads work when you are trading European options. European options can only be exercised on the expiration date. The 2 sides of the spread stay balanced until the end. American options can be exercised anytime. UVXY was trading around $50 per share. The $15 calls that 1R0NYMan had sold short were deep in the money, and the people who held those calls had every right to exercise them immediately. So they did. On January 31st, 2019, the options were exercised against him. Not at expiration, right now. 500 contracts called away. 1R0NYMan suddenly owed shares he did not have at prices that made no sense. His $5,000 account was not large enough to cover anything. Robinhood stepped in and liquidated his position. The account that had $5,000 in it was now negative $57,832. That is a negative 1,833% return. Not 1,800% loss from peak. 1,800% of his original investment. Gone, and then some, and then a lot more on top of that. The Reddit thread exploded. Screenshots circulated. Chainsaw Vasectomy's warning became legendary. I told him, was all anyone needed to say. The aftermath did not stay on Reddit. Robinhood sent an email to its entire customer base. Every single account holder received a message explaining a new policy change. Box spreads on American-style options were now banned across the platform, not because of market conditions, because of 1R0NYMan. One man with $5,000 and a misread strategy changed the rules for millions of users. How did the debt get resolved? That part is murky. The prevailing theory on WSB, backed by people who watched the numbers closely, is that Robinhood absorbed the loss. The math did not add up otherwise. One R0NY man's account had $5,000 in collateral. The loss was nearly $58,000. The gap disappeared. Robinhood never confirmed it, but box spreads disappeared from the platform the next day. One R0NY man himself resurfaced briefly. He seemed fine. He was not destroyed, at least not publicly. He did not lose his house. He almost certainly did not lose $58,000 of his own money. Robinhood quietly ate it, but his trade became a textbook example of how a so-called riskless strategy becomes lethal when one critical assumption is wrong. The options market is not a loophole. Every angle has been studied. Every gap has been closed by professionals with far more capital than you. The box spread looked like free money. It was free, right up until someone else decided to collect. If you found this story as wild as we did, hit subscribe. Tomorrow we have another one, and it is worse. Stay retarded, stay solvent, or at least try.